Let's get into it. 1, 2, 3. Just give me some more. Have it in. Give me some more. Just give me some more.
Why, hello, and welcome to My Whiskey Den, your favorite public access whiskey review show where craft whiskey is king. This evening, we are having a little technical difficulties due to some of the inclement weather in Kansas City and Nebraska. We could have some other guests showing up here shortly. That would be excellent. If not, we will get through this thing and I'll just have to drink whiskey by myself, which I've done before and I think I can do it again. So it's good to see everyone here. Thank you for being in the chat this evening. Before we go any further, let me get started and by saying we are a proud part of the Bar Cart Co-op, a collective of like-minded people who create whiskey-related content for individuals. Each of these shows have something unique and a little bit different. So let's start with the oldest one, which is Distillers Talk with Alan Bishop and Christy Atkins, where they dive into the weeds with their guests in depth, trying to find out more interesting details than most of the average interviewers that you get. Alan's a busy man, so he also has One Piece at a Time Distilling Institute, where if you write questions, he will answer them. I was going to say, which is actually kind of neat. And a lot of times he'll give you more information, a little bit of background about what happened and how it's working. Now, we do have some other shows in the group. This one in particular is Mr. Kevin Rose, Bourbon Turntable, where they blend the love of music with the love of whiskey. He has been doing some shows that have been fantastic. They're going to be coming out. He also, if you're looking for some new and interesting bands, that is a place to look for that. We also have one more show by Alan. If you have ghosts, you have everything, where Alan delves into the spirit and spirit-related world of a little more background, not just distilling world, more the spirit world, and trying to pull those two worlds together. But some really interesting discussions on those. Make sure you check those out. We have one more, Mr. David Levine from Whiskey in My Ring podcast, where David does all sorts of things better than us. He does excellent shows. He does excellent reviews, write-ups, and excellent award shows. So I am happy to see all of you out there in the chat. Nice to see Shannon and Emily. Good to see all of you out there. Excuse me. Oh, my internet is just a tad bit slow, so if it's not hopping up there enough, my apologies about that. Now, I do have some samples I'm going to have to go through if other people don't show up. So we have some samples, two of them here from Keeper's Heart, where Brian Nation came over from Ireland and helped start that one. If you didn't know his background, he worked with Jameson, Redbreast, Middleton. An excellent, if you've ever had some Irish whiskey, you've probably had some of his and were fairly impressed, especially if you had some of the more special releases compared to the average person. So we have two of his, and then we also have plane that's going by right on time. One of Middle West Pumpernickel Rye, which we've heard some neat things about because I want to see what that holds to it. Oh, guys, look at that, right on time. Perfect timing.
Hey.
Thank you, Morgan. How are you doing today?
Oh, it's been a day. It's Monday.
That is fair because it sounded. Well, you just got done with work. Let's call it that. You had a little work fun right at the end of the day.
Oh gosh, didn't stop today. So,
Right.
Which one are we starting with?
I'm pulling up my glasses right now. So I was thinking maybe one of the Keeper's Hearts.
Okay.
No. Do you have a preference between the two? Because I see the one's Cab Sauvignon, and the other one is MS abbreviated.
So that one is a maple syrup finish. So probably we should start with the Cab Sauv.
Yeah, I guess so.
So I see Jesse. You're in the comments tonight. Hello. I've actually been meaning to text you. So I know you're a wine person as well. Found a really great local wine shop here in town and went to a really awesome tasting yesterday. So with a meet the maker on the wine. So meant to text you. I'll send you pictures of the bottles to see if you've ever heard of this vineyard before. But yeah, definitely thought of you yesterday, Jesse.
Very cool. You guys have been busy.
Yeah.
Sorry, I mean to jump into it. Maybe I need a drink too, so maybe that was.
Amen.
Started sniffing the glass a little early, but you do get the wine finish on there. Very brightens it up, but then hidden underneath, you do get the wood notes that you do get in there. Just blended well. A nice honeycomb too.
So this is a single barrel. And this is really not sure how much you know about Keeper's Heart. I'm looking at the bottle. Wrong way. It's an Irish and American whiskey. So kind of a cool blend. This one was a single barrel for Omaha's wall-to-wall wine and spirits. So not sure actually where Mitch ended up picking this up because it's Mitch, Lord knows. But yeah, it's good. It's pretty crazy. So it's very complex on the nose.
Yeah, I was gonna say from what I was saying, it sounds not, but it's very complex, but it's subtle. It smells like a wonderful baked good where stuff is all married together and you're just getting this fresh notes coming out of it. I'm gonna have a hard time pulling stuff out because it's actually honeycomb graham cracker, like the edge of a graham cracker, like almost like the backbone of a pie graham cracker.
Yes, exactly.
I'm gonna try.
I kind of get like the backbone of a pie, but like of a berry pie. Definitely get some of the richer, darker berries, like blackberries, black raspberry, stuff like that.
Oh, blackberry. Whoa, I must have tilted it back close. I didn't dip my nose in it, but it got real strong just for a second there. Woo. Woo. Yeah, but the blackberry note,
definitely get baking spices.
Yep. Even like little bit of cinnamon in there, but this is really like incredibly friendly.
Yes.
Because it's not very, for all the notes we're saying, it's light to mid-level like punch coming out of the glass. It's not like abrasive or anything like that. You're going in to pull stuff out and you can easily take the time to do it. I think if you wanted to sit here for quite a while.
There's almost a little funk though to it as well. Kind of get some herbs, a little bit of herbal notes to it as well. If you really sniff them out.
I was gonna say I'm trying to figure out what type.
Almost kind of like a lemongrass for me.
That's what I was gonna say. I'm like, it's a grass, but it's not a hay. And I was getting a little bit of lemon before, like a hint of it, so I like the lemongrass note. Yeah, because it's a little earthier.
Yeah.
On that. That's really neat. I'm digging this already. I have high hopes. Come on Monday or goodbye Monday, whatever.
Ooh, I forgot. I forgot what this tasted like.
Okay. The finish is neat. Like as soon as you swallow and you open up, that's where the wine part kicks up.
Yeah.
Fades back away a little bit midway through, but that's where that all like comes up to shine for a second.
Yes.
The viscosity of this is what threw me off at first. I'm going back in.
If you nose this again after tasting it,
Mm-hmm.
pretty wild. At least for me, it is.
Right away on the entry, I was getting like not a caramel, but more like a butterscotch.
Yeah.
And it's not as thick as a syrup, but yeah, there was like a butterscotch note on it. Hold on here.
I got kind of like a brown sugar.
Yep.
We had a creme brulee that instead of regular white sugar on top, they did it with brown sugar.
Oh,
so it was like a toasted brown sugar. Definitely getting that vibe out of this.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, well, and on the nose going back, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's wild.
I'm gonna see if they got that. Okay. Yeah, it's like light to medium viscosity, kind of more lighter, but it still coats your palate a lot. It opens up and starts to it follows a lot of the same patterns of what you're getting. I got a lot of that, more of the lemon now on the finish. I don't know if that's because my sinuses are clearing up. That happens sometimes as you have a few drinks too. So
yes,
it's kind of neat. It really opens up decently. I'm gonna go back in there, but I'm just like, it's a very, very light like alcohol burn on the end, but it's not like it's hurting or anything. It's just like you can tell you had something, almost like it's a drying factor.
Yes.
It's kind of more than an alcohol. It almost feels like it's a tannic drying factor.
Yeah. To me, there's quite a bit of tannin properties in this.
Yeah. Ooh, butterscotch and a little bit of honey on the front half of this, I think is kind of where that is. Yeah, but then once you swallow, air hits it, the cab finish picks up. It's almost hard to read for a second because there's a lot that morphs that happens there. But that is where you get that lemongrass. I want to call it like, I have like a marshmallowy feel, not flavor,
but feel. Yeah.
Yeah, like I have like a very open, there's nothing in here, but I feel like I'm chewing on something still at this moment.
Yeah, it is. It's around, that's for sure.
That's probably the weirdest factor out of this one. Is it like my mouth still feels like I should be like gnawing on a big marshmallow.
It's pretty oily in my opinion. The cab finish definitely comes through on the end, that's for sure.
It's like you get all those other notes and then someone took like a dropper of, like essential oils or something, but like one drop, and like as soon as you like open your mouth, it's like boom.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, all right then. And then it kind of starts fading away and everything kind of mellows together again. But yeah, there's like the split second where it's like things start spinning off.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks for stopping. Thanks for stopping in. Show me the proof. Appreciate that. I like this one. I'm a little scared. We're going to keep half. Apparently, I've already drank half. Damn.
Almost kind of get a little bit of eucalyptus. Like.
Don't ruin it for me. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No, but.
Wild.
Yeah, I can see a little. I can see a little bit of that in there. Yeah, I like this one. That's very neat. What did you? Oh, the other one you said was maple syrup.
Yep, it's a maple syrup barrel finished.
These are either, in my mind, I'm more afraid of these than I do like them in general. Yeah. Not that I haven't had really good ones, or in general just had a decent whiskey out of them, but more often than not, it's overly syruped. Like it's.
So this one is for the Cornhusker Bourbon Club here in Nebraska. So this was a single barrel also. So once again, an Irish American blend.
Mm-hmm. That would be fair if I rinsed my mouth out a bit here. Give a little wash.
I have a very whiny dog on the floor next to me, so I apologize if you can hear him.
Can't hear him at all. He's pretty quiet.
He's being a turd.
Well, he's not being paid attention to. He's being left all alone down there.
I know. No one loves him. No one feeds him. No one pets him.
Says you reached down to pet him.
Yeah, because he just came over. He knew I was talking about him.
All right, here. So this maple, like I said, maple syrup is kind of iffy for me. I get nervous about it, but
yeah.
Ooh.
There's definitely a
there's no mistaking it.
Yeah. There's one maple syrup that comes to mind that is literally like drinking pancake syrup. And not a huge fan of it because it's more like the sugar-free artificial pancake syrup. Not the good stuff.
Like I'm getting that, but I'm also getting like this nuttiness to it. And I can't tell what that is because it's hidden underneath the maple.
It's almost like a warm pecan pie with maple.
Okay, and I agree with that. I like the pecan. There was a second there, like halfway up when I got on the side, it's almost like a flat cola, like a vanilla cola.
Yeah, like a vanilla cream soda that's flat.
Or like a vanilla a la mode on something.
Oh, yeah. That sounds pretty good right about now, actually.
Yeah, I could go for that too. You know what? There might be some caramel ice cream that happens to pop out after. I think I deserve it. So do you if you're watching.
Oh.
Angel's envy rise. That's her. Okay, well.
That wasn't the one, but I can see that, Emily.
But I'm getting about this. I'm getting where it's a little bit darker, and it's almost like you're getting a little bit of the wood pulled through in it, like from the maple tree. Because like there's a different earthiness in the nose.
Yeah.
Right. Screw it. I'm going. I just want to. It's thinner and more viscous than I thought off the bat. I originally thought that was going to be much heavier.
Yeah.
Just, no. And there's more going on to it than the maple. What's going on? There's some bright spots that are picking up. It's almost like a light maple syrup. Like they almost cut the maple syrup a little bit light into cooking and use that rather than boiling it down further.
Yep.
It's like a sugar syrup. I want to call it sugar shine, but it's like a sugar syrup to it.
It's almost kind of like a maple syrup, simple syrup.
Mm-hmm.
In a way.
It's thinner. You do not necessarily the body. You get a little bit of that eucalyptus in here too on the second half of it. Okay, I got all The other notes, wood notes, a little bit of baking spice, light, a little eucalyptus hopped in there, kind of threw me off, and I'm getting that back on the nose now. Really? I wouldn't have guessed, just going off this taste, that it was a maple syrup finish per se. I might have even leaned, I might lean agave finish or something of that form, like. Because it has a different mouthfeel or viscosity to it than I feel than some of the other whiskey. This is really interesting. I love that it's not overpowering.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Sorry. No, go ahead.
No, we both do the same thing. I yield my time.
I feel like you kind of get that hint of maple syrup, just right there at the very end. It's way more complex than, all I think of is Super Troopers and chugging the maple syrup.
That's what you get on a lot of those. Where it's like, I could just pour this on my waffles, and it's about the same thing, But that is not what this is. You couldn't. I don't think you could put this on pancakes because it would. You could, but you wouldn't get enough flavor. There's almost like a little bit of a pancake flavor to it. This is. I don't know. I like this one for a maple syrup finish. This is really good.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mean to sound so surprised, but I mean, like,
it's a good breakfast bourbon.
Mm-hmm. And also because it's not heavy.
Yeah.
It's not. It's nowhere near as viscousy as you would think it would be from other ones that have had that maple, almost like a wet maple syrup barrel. And kind of added a 2 to 5% in maple syrup to it, but this is not. Wow, it's like a neat. It's a really nice pastry note, man. I think I'm even starting to get a little bit of the lemon in there. I don't really carry over too much, but it's beautiful. It's just a coating on it. It's not banana, but I'm getting this like banana nut bread in my head. Where the top, how the top of banana bread has got, for some people, is like the best part of the bread, and the sides are kind of that top part. I'm getting that weird, almost like a density of like light cake or light bread of that nature.
I almost get like a Bananas Foster vibe from it, though.
On the finish, what's left over in my mouth, I agree with that completely, because what's going on the finish and it's coming together is along those notes. It's not as mapley. Well, you said that like a creme brulee, almost like it was a toasted. It's almost like there was two different maples, like a light maple, like you said, syrup, or simple syrup, and then like this other like little bit that got toasted behind it.
Yeah, it's wild. It's not your typical maple syrup finished.
High praise. I'm fucking really happy about this one. Good for them. I feel I will send them highlight them a little bit now, because I was not prepared for that. That's a very interesting one, because it's married well together with the syrup in the whiskey, rather than being. I don't know if you didn't tell someone that was finished, I don't know if they would have guessed it.
Yeah.
Like I said, I might start sliding it into a different home, maybe. But I was going to say, I wouldn't have guessed maple syrup finished at all. That was fun. If you can get that one, I would get that one. That's a neat, fun little whiskey.
Yeah, I think the Irish and American mixed together, I think the funk of an Irish whiskey is what makes that kind of counterbalance the maple.
Well, and that could be when I was talking about that banana bread, that they get a little bit of that funk from that top part. All right, I need some banana bread now. I haven't eaten enough. It's all showing.
dang diet I'm on. It all sounds good.
Yeah. I gotta watch what I eat sometimes too. That is not fun. It's more just from bodily reactions. My body doesn't like some stuff anymore at all. I do. I love it. All right, we got one last one this evening, and I am excited about this one because it is Middle West Dark Pumpernickel Rye, and I've seen some other people try it. I haven't had it. I like the thought of using pumpernickel, just because it's a crazy flavor. Like that, like what you could do with it or where you could put it seasonally from how this comes out could be interesting. Sorry, Morgan, I didn't mean to cut you off.
This one's a little bit different. This is their pumpernickel, but it's finished in port.
It's the port one. Oh, okay. I saw those ones too. I didn't know we were lucky enough to get one of the port finished.
Dang it, I always do this the wrong way. So it is that's why it's kind of got the reddish color. Once again, wrong way. Kind of got that reddish color to it, is because it's like got that port finish. It's from their double cast collection. There, it's a little more evident.
I see exactly what you mean. I'm going up to where I have the light up there, but I'll see if I can. It does have that little bit of tinty hue to it. You can see it on the top edge where it's much more red than the bottom side of it.
Yep.
You can see that little hit right there on it for sure.
Yeah, it's I'll let you.
Oh, hey, Paul, it's good to see you.
Comes in a fancy thing. So I love pumpernickel rye bread, which is why I got this. It's my favorite bread of all time.
It's a weird. It's one of those breads that you hear, but the name of it almost scares you off as a kid. You're like, oh, that's too many syllables. That can't be. You question it, or you think it tastes like pumpkin. Because I did. Sorry, I heard it. Pumpernickel. I don't want a pumpkin bread. That's okay. And then you get older and smarter, and it has some fantastic flavors.
Yeah, I grew up eating it. So primarily German grown-up family. There was a bratwurst place that made their own bratwurst, and then they made pumpernickel buns for the bratwurst. So grew up eating that.
That's way better than the normal buns, by the way. Just the texture, the flavor amount that you pack into that, man, that could save a bad brat. Sorry,
Yep. So grew up with that, smother it in some hardcore sauerkraut. Oh yeah, gloriousness.
Yeah, that's right, Paul. See, just the thought of it is like, oh, for Wisconsin, you would have thought that we have tried this before, but sometimes we focus on the type of cheese we're jamming into the sausage rather than the buns.
I mean, Wisconsin, that makes sense. There's a couple things of cheese up there.
Oh, I don't like sauerkraut. Sorry. Some people love it, and it's a 50-50, but I'm on the side of no. Like I am on the side of no of cilantro. So just whatever chemically I was born with.
I will eat sauerkraut by itself. So
Sherry will too and stuff. And I'm like, and I've had it on a brat, but usually when I hear people say that, I think they think of like that someone who just takes like that extra layer, like the brat-sized layer of sauerkraut on top of the brat.
Yeah,
I can't. That's too much for me. I'll have kind of like if I do an onion, I'll do a little layer of onion on the side, a little bit of like that. That's cool. I can handle that, but I can't just. Some people slop mayonnaise on everything, and I'm like, I can't do that either. I can have some. Maybe I'm just too neat. I did get in trouble when I was a kid. Do you remember did they ever do at your libraries where they had green eggs and ham, where they made green eggs and ham for like the class or for whatever? Okay. They did that once, and I would not eat it because I was told not to eat anything that was green. I would not have anything to do with it. I vehemently opposed it. My mom stood by me when she came in. She said that was, well, he was told that. And I was also the kid that would not and refused to finger paint with pudding because it was playing with your food.
I mean, that's valid. It's pudding. So
I guess I was apparently really encouraged, and I was like, put up a fight. I'm like, no, this you get in trouble for this. Like, you do not play with your food. That's not what happens. I'm not playing with the pudding. I talk with my mom afterwards. All right, sorry, I didn't mean to veer off of things there. My bad.
my brother and his friends actually reenacted Green Eggs and Ham
Okay.
in one of the high school talent shows. So
I like it.
it holds a near and dear place in my heart, to say the least.
That's cool. I dig that. That's an interesting thing to do at that age.
Well, if you met my brother, well, you kind of have, but
A little bit.
If you really knew my brother and his shenanigans, you would understand that that is fitting for him.
Okay, the pumpernickel smell is dominant. Coming in, get behind it. A little bit of like a dark cocoa in there too. Yeah, there's like a chocolatey note.
Almost some dark cherry.
Yeah, it's a little. There's a berry note, but like you said, I wasn't putting it, but dark cherry would work.
Or like a choke cherry, maybe.
Yes, exactly. I was gonna say, I'm like, it's definitely not a maraschino, but it's a darker one. And it's not a lava cake. There's a cake note. Wow, I don't know where I'm going with this, but it's like a medium density cake. When I'm sniffing this, I don't know why that came to my mind because I've had some cake lately, and some are very compacted. This just smells right down the middle.
It's almost like a red velvet cake on the nose.
Yeah, and it's fluffy. You can tell it is. Okay, but I'm having a hard time getting a lot of the pumpernickel really did play a decent factor on here. Not overpowering, but just that's like mid-level hanging over most of the glass. There's a chocolatey note at first. Then it kind of kicks into this. You can tell a spice is happening, but I couldn't tell what. Like it picks up for a second. I can taste the white pepper on the finish right now. There's a lot. I'm going to have to go back in, but this was I thought it would be a little more overpowering with the pumpernickel and the smell on it. Not so much so. I'm getting kind of more of a, now that I've had it, I'm not saying it is rye, but sometimes here you'll get pumpernickel with your fish fry on Friday instead of a rye. That's kind of where I'm getting, what I'm getting now is the bread with that, where I'm getting.
To be honest, I thought that this, how it drinks, I thought it would be a sherry finish rather than a port finish. I think it's got more characteristics. Wow, I can't talk today. Of a sherry finish rye rather than a port.
Lighter berry notes, kind of more the strawberry, raspberry side of things.
Yeah.
A tiny bit of funk, but I mean a light enough amount where I think you could easily say it'd pass either way. Not that you get a bunch from sherry, but there's a little, and it's not usually that port. You get a little musty cellar kind of feel. Yeah. This feels like this feels like Fish Fry Friday to me. This is the buttered bread on the side that you're having with everything else. So a little bit of I'm a baked fried perch. It's just a little bit of, I don't want to call it greasy, but the oiliness in there.
Yeah.
And I thought I was going to get a little bit more of the chocolate note, but I didn't really get that as much.
Yeah, it's definitely different, I feel like.
Mhm.
We've had some really good ryes finished in port. I have to say that this is probably not one of my most favorite ones, to be completely transparent.
That's fine.
But it's different. Both Mitch and I were kind of surprised that we didn't like it more than what we did. But yeah, I mean, it's not bad by any means. It's just,
Well, like you said, it's not what you would expect from
yeah,
the name of it.
yep,
Like I thought just on the flavor that the pumpernickel was going to hit harder.
yep.
And I don't know if you could really, if you wouldn't have told me, I might not have been able to pick out that this was finished.
Yeah.
Because of the pumpernickel change and they got a little bit of berries or something could have came in there another way. I don't know if I would have hit that right away.
Yeah. It's pretty wild.
Yeah. For a split second, you got you got like the bready note, and then there's like a cherry dessert underneath it, like a cherry shortcake underneath it. And the other thing's like sitting on top of it. All right. I don't know about that. It's like you said, it's not bad. It's interesting. I'm gonna be honest. I almost wanted it to be more powerful on the flavor. The way
Yeah.
the nose came in, I was like, oh, like that's the way we're headed. So oh shit. I was really hoping that it would have more of a pumpernickel overtone to it, or even more so in this. Well, not as I was gonna say, not hopefully it'd be a little bit bigger, but with this being the finished one, Jesse, I don't know.
It
I don't
actually,
know. I don't know how much more I don't know the percentages, but I don't know how much further they would delve into. Okay, wonder if they would ever do like a 75% pumpernickel,
yeah.
or something where it's like one where you get like you're getting the overwhelming, pumpernickel feel out of it, and then maybe use that to blend off of, like where only you take a little bit of this and then blend into some other ones. But one that's just got where I want to see what the whole pumpernickel just comes out as.
Yeah. So to answer Jesse, I see your question. This is actually batch number 4. So they definitely have different batches of this.
I think they're on 5 right now.
Yeah. Kind of makes you wonder what varies from batch to batch.
It's interesting. Like I said, I'd almost want it. I'm going to give it the will to be more aggressive.
Yeah.
I think that was the thing that it could be bolder. It finished. You got a lot of notes, mellower than I thought, much mellower than I thought, or approachable, because I thought it was going to come at you. I thought I might got one of those shake my shirt type of thing for a second. Oh, what'd you do to me? I'm like, oh, that is pumpernickel. And then what's hidden on the backside?
Yeah.
This is much lighter than what I was expecting off of it.
Yeah. I thought it would be a real good kick in the shin pumpernickel. But it's a little lighter. So
Lighter. And yeah, it blended, almost fades away and into it. Oh, hey, Mitchy.
Hey, babe.
When are you getting done? Skipping out of work early? I didn't say anything about that. And if you're still there, which one would have been your favorite tonight, Mitch, of the ones you had? Morgan, same question to you. Which one was the one you found the most? Well, which one did you like the most? Because sometimes interesting and like are different sometimes.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the first one, the one that was aged in the cab barrels.
The cat.
Probably my favorite of the night. What about you?
It gets down to either one of the first two on this one.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with the cab one. That one might have been the first overall most interesting. The other one, the maple syrup one, is just I just like it because it wasn't a maple blowout.
Yeah.
Which is weird. I like that because it wasn't a blowout, and I wanted the pumpernickel to be a blowout.
Yeah.
So I'm all over the place tonight. But yeah, I think the cab one is, with the amount of flavors, I think is the most complex and approachable, and yeah, yep. Overall, that one has the most like going on cohesively.
Yeah.
Feels like a wonderful ride. Like I'll go back to that one before we leave here. Let's get a couple shots in here. Oh my God. All right, hey, you're not too bad. 41's not bad for a 3. I like that. I like that,
Yeah.
Morgan. Well done.
Woo.
And we do have to tell people still about what's coming up on the 31st. Distill America again. We will be there.
Yes.
And if you're not doing anything the Friday before, if you can be to Dancing Goat by 1 o'clock, maybe we can include you in a little tour we will be doing up there. So if you have some free time, get a hold of us, email us. That information is in the link beneath. When you open it up, you will see it. Otherwise, it's My Whiskey Den and KY. Did you guys change it? Because I know you had one that was KY at one point, and it might have not changed, but that's okay.
That's a Mitch question.
Well, they can all open it up. It's in the link underneath here. Anyways, they can see it. I'm not going to go looking for it. But we each have an email and get a hold of us. But yes, if you want to, let us know. We'll do that Friday afternoon. I have no idea what's going on Friday night. I haven't thought that far in advance yet. There's been too much other stuff going on. And there's Seinfeld's playing Friday night.
Oh, okay.
Down there as well too. Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I agree with that, man. I was really looking to be like, oh, let's grab this pumpernickel and let's go show people type of thing. Like, hold on, and you can, but it's just didn't hit the same way as I wanted it to.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. But that's awesome. And after we get done with Distill America, once June hits the 21st, we have a very cool show out. We're going to be have Amanda on from Knowlton House. That's where they use whey sugars to make their whiskey and spirits. So each of us talked to them last year at Distill America. I'm going to put a couple links up to some of the stuff they did with Discover Wisconsin. But it's going to be really interesting because I'm going to hold them again. We might have some cheese to pair with. They don't have it there, but the whey and cheese they may goes to someone else. Well, they're going to see if they can get it before it gets someone else's name slapped on it. Maybe. But that's the part I was like, does the cheese, in any way does the cheese come, pull some form off of the whiskey? No, probably not, but I have high hopes, I mean, who knows? It's a science pairing, and why not eat and drink if you can do it? So I was going to say, and that's going to be really interesting, and that is a neat little restaurant, or I should just call it a stop, is what the place started out as. It was like a restaurant bar stop, and it evolved into a distillery and almost like a hotel, a couple other things. It's really cool. So we'll be looking forward to having them on in the dairy month, which is June. So fitting all the things. So keep your eye out for that one. And we'll due to the time when we get it, there may be we may send out some award samples to some other people to try it as we have the show as well too. So, yeah, that's awesome. So other than that, I think we'll be, if we don't see it to Distill America, we have, what is next week Memorial Day?
It is.
It is. Well, we won't have a show probably on. I don't know. I don't think so. We'll have to talk to Mike. He's not here tonight. We'll see where he's at. He has some sway. I don't want to give him too much of a big head, but he has some sway. So we might do it, we might not, but I was going to say otherwise we'll be looking forward to seeing everyone at Distill America. So I'm excited to see you too, Morgan. I haven't seen you guys in a long time. So
I know. It's been a year. So
remember being the Irish and being that's fair. Yeah, that was. But the cab finish put a little nice torque on it to really add some layers to the one we had. So
yeah. Gonna pour a little more of that.
Good. Well, I was just about to toast out, so yeah, I needed a little something. Oh shit. Hold on. I did not do my due diligence, so 2
blend
and a pumpernickel. I'll give her a little World Earl. Whoa. That's fucking disturbing. The pumpernickel and cab are fucking fighting each other. Holy wow. It's the weirdest cab trying to jump out of the glass, and it's like pushing pumpernickel over your nose. The wood, I couldn't even, you got a tannin note in there, but there's some lemon, but it's it's overwhelming, like it's being forced out the glass at you. All right, we're just gonna go in. I don't know if I want that to blend too much more. Well,
better on the palate?
It's really fucking good.
Okay, then.
Like, okay, going back after a drink, much better on the nose. Like, I don't know, the first one was just so overwhelming, but yes, Emily, every month is Dairy Month in Wisconsin. Wow. Okay. The maple syrupy almost turns into a maple syrup like a cotton candy maple syrup going around like a pumpernickel pie with lemon meringue on top. It's fucking weird. This is fucking weird.
That's a wild trip right there.
Yeah. I don't. The sum of the parts is definitely better than 2 parts of it, for sure.
For sure.
Like the cat, but this is weird as hell. Yeah. If I had this is I'd blend them all together. It's just like a poof of surprises. Yeah, I love this.
That's awesome.
Yeah, all right. I think I'm good with that. I think we'll let people go. I haven't been this happy in a while on a drink. So if you can mix these 3 together, find them, because that was an excellent combo. And here I was going to let that slide. All right. Well, Morgan, thank you for sharing some of these and being on the show tonight.
Of course.
Prying your work off of you for the show. We appreciate that. Tell them to back off on Mondays. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I'd like to tell them some other choice words.
I'm already at home.
Yeah. Whiskey time. Go away. Well,
all right. Well, thank you very much for this. And thank you, everyone, for out in the channel for watching and showing up this evening. And we will see you next week at some point. And if you are going to Distill America and have not reached out to us, and we would like to hook up with you at some point, have some fun, have some drinks. So until then, remember, it is not the size of the den that matters. It is the love of whiskey. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.